Funeral expenses. An airline company flew 45 of us, the volleyball team, several members from the track and field team, staff and coaches, to her funeral service in Columbia, South Carolina this past Saturday at no cost. A bus company donated buses at no cost. And I'm not sure how many people are here tonight, but the outpouring of support is evident. And there are some people that I'd like you to know that are here to celebrate Ty's life. We have our provost, our chief academic officer, Morris Stocks, is here. Dean Norton from the School of Journalism, where Ty was completing her bachelor degree. We have coaches and staff. We have faculty and staff. We have sisters from the Mississippi State volleyball team. Where are they? Could they wave? Where are they? Right there. Ladies, thank you so much for being here tonight. We have many student athletes from across all of our sports. I would argue that Ty was probably the most popular student athlete among our 400, what we call kids, our young adults in our program. We have many student athletes. I want to give special recognition to our volleyball team. If you young ladies could wave, I know some will speak, but if our volleyball team could wave and be recognized. We have folks from the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, here to help celebrate. And then we have family friends, Ingrid and Carlton Robinson, right here in the middle. We have Ty Work, Nagesh, also a family friend, is here with Jean and Marie Laporte. Ty's parents are right here in the middle. We want to welcome you to Oxford and to the campus of the University of Mississippi. Thank you so much. So, Carlton, my man, at the service on Saturday, you talked about there was a question and maybe a little bit of jealousy. Who loved Ty the most? Was it her kids growing up? Was it her church? Was it her high school? Was it her club team? Was it her family here at Ole Miss? You know, I think that's a good debate and a fair question for sure. And so thank you to the family for allowing us to take our turn for showing our love for Ty. Here's the thing about Ty. She was one of a kind, and she was kind to everyone. One of a kind and kind to everyone. And I think that's why every person who encountered Ty claimed to love her the most. Didn't matter if you were a little kid or the athletic director who had to get onto Ty a few times. We loved Ty the most in whatever presence that she was in. You know, we've been tested. There's no manual for any of this, but we know we have God. And by now we know Ty lost her life on February the 12th, 2016, on a highway north of Oxford. And, you know, we know most of the details, but we've wondered, did she suffer? Was she cared for? Was she in pain? What exactly happened? So last Saturday, Coach McRoberts received an email from a man that we had never met at the time, named Mark Young from Woodbridge, Virginia. Mark actually attended Ty's service on Saturday. His message in part was this: I was at the scene of Ty's accident on Thursday night and wanted to let you know that she was not alone. As a father, I felt the best thing I could do at that moment was hold Ty's hand. I talked to her and I told her I cared. I'm very sorry for your loss, and if you feel that it is appropriate, you can tell Ty's parents, teammates, and friends that she did not leave this world alone. So Ty has now left the physical earth, but I will not wonder if she realizes how much her presence will remain a part of the Ole Miss community. In the Gillum Center, with pictures plastered of her all over the walls. In the FedEx Center, being recognized as a member of the All-SEC Academic Honor Roll. In May of 2016, when she receives her bachelor's degree in Integrated Marketing and Communications. And in the following years, as we come up with other, perhaps unique ways yet to be determined. I won't wonder, because I know she was saved by His grace, and God will tell her, "Look, Ty, you impacted those people, and they love you." As we continue our journey, I know one thing that we will all realize moving forward. Her name has now become and will always be remembered as a symbol for the things that we most value in ourselves. We talked about some of these words today with the family. Faith, passion, toughness. Marie, right? Toughness from you. Leadership, fun, respect, courage, hope, humility, kindness, and now, too soon, a legacy. As Raven, Ty's friend, said on Saturday, "Girl, you're a legend." Right? So what was it about Ty that struck this place with so much emotion? Stay in your seats when you hear these numbers. Why is it that 400,000 people have viewed her story on our website? What has compelled 1.6 million people to post, share, or read her story on Facebook? Close to 2 million people now know about Ty. Why? You know why? She ran towards the battle. She ran towards life. She wasn't afraid. She was a fighter. She was the quintessential rebel. During this time, I'm reminded of other rebels, heroes that we lost along the way. A spiritual hero at the forefront is Chucky Mullins, who's honored all over our campus. One of his teammates once said, "Anyone who crossed Chucky's path did not leave the same." This brings to mind a verse from Proverbs 12, verse 28, that I believe relates to Ty and her faith and her path. "In the path of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death." Just like Chucky, it is said, anyone who crossed Ty's path will not leave the same. Ty, we will remember your path, and we will not be the same. We love you, Ty. Let us continue to celebrate, and God bless.
I have a picture. I don't know if he can zoom in on this picture, but this is a picture of Ty's favorite 3 scriptures on a volleyball. Can you get that? These are our favorite scriptures. Ty knew of a God who was a shepherd, and it came from Psalms 23. And it reads, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. John 3:16. Ty knew of a God who loved her. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Also, Ty believed in a God who gave her strength. Philippians 4:13, and it reads, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. These are three of Ty's favorite scriptures.
Just want to appreciate that we appreciate everybody being here tonight. Ross is right. The outpouring for our program, for our young ladies, has been amazing. It's been from all over the country. I specifically want to point out and thank Lynette Johnson and Jennifer Saxon for all the time and effort that you both have put in over the last 10 days. It's been like a second job, I know, but it also shows the love that you had for Ty and that you share with all of our student athletes. I want to thank everyone for your thoughts and prayers. It's only been through God that we've been able to be more comforted and get through this. As I thought about talking tonight, the thought just kept coming over and over. It's like, how do you talk about Ty in just a couple of minutes? What a blessing it's been to hear so many great stories and memorials last Saturday and over the last week. All of them different. And you're going to hear from our team too. And during every single one, at the end, I thought, yep, that's Ty. I think Ronaldo might have said it best when he said Ty was complicated. She was a lot of things to a lot of different people, but she was always Ty. So I wrote down some random thoughts, so bear with me. I feel as though Ty would appreciate this randomness because of her ADD. Some words that came to mind listening to people and also through my experiences: protector, determined, desire, passion, energy. Consistent phrases that she said to me, and I feel like she would say this first one to me right now. Coach, how long is this going to last? I'm hungry. If anybody on the staff was wearing something Nike that the team didn't have, she was always the first one to step up and say, where'd y'all get that Nike jacket? Y'all got any extras? I won't tell anybody if you give me one. Ty had an amazing senior year, but it's what she did when only a few were watching that was more amazing than when the hundreds were watching. She could get a big kill or block, but the stories of her playing with children, making sure an elderly man gets a t-shirt at a match, sending her jersey signed by the team to a child with cancer, Those are the stories, the ones when the lights were off, that make me smile the most. Ty was real. Ty was honest. You never had to guess what Ty was thinking. She would tell you. It's the first time as a coach that I had to pick up seashells off the gym floor during practice because of Ty's hair. That beautiful smile. And wondering, is that really sincere, or is she up to something? I'll end it with this. I wrote a poem for Ty. My wife is jealous. She said, "You must really love Ty because you've never written a poem for me." So that may also tell you what kind of a husband I am too. God needed a middle for his heavenly team. He looked down and saw Ty. His eyes, they did gleam. He said she is perfect as she jumped through the air. She hits it so hard, and just look at that hair. Her big bright smile will light up God's gym, and if he ever needs coaching advice, she'll be happy to tell him. With her headphones on, you know she'll be the best singer, but she'll be late to most practices as she's taping her fingers. There's a rumor that her words at God's first team meeting were, "Hey, this is cool, but when are we eating? We will miss you forever and know you are loved. Until we meet again, Ty, you're our angel looking down from above." We love you, Ty.
Hi, we're her volleyball team currently, and we're not all speaking, but some of us are. So we all just have our thoughts and feelings we have. Ty was more than just an amazing athlete. She was a great teammate and an even better friend. She was always there when you needed her, and sometimes there when you didn't. She would never think twice about helping you, and her smile lit up a room, and her laugh was contagious. She was the type of person you wanted to be around. She taught me many life lessons, some useful, some not so useful, but she pushed me to be the best person I am, even when I hated her for it. Ty cared for everyone in her own unique way, and she has no idea the impact she has had on so many people's lives, including my own. I can honestly say if it wasn't for Ty, I wouldn't be at Ole Miss. I am forever grateful and thankful for all she has done for me, and she will always be in my heart, forever and always.
Ty was just one of those people you wanted to be around. She was the life of the party and was sure to always bring a smile to your face, whether it was from something she said or from one of the many looks that she would give people, oftentimes me. She was a great teammate and an even better friend. When I think of Ty, I can't help but smile because she was a spark of energy that I oftentimes needed even when I didn't know it. She cared so much for the people in her life, and that was evident in the way that she took on every day. I thank her so much for the many different lessons she taught me, many of which she never even knew. I look up to her so much and will continue to do so forever.
I will forever miss your passion, your laughter, your love, your kind soul. You are a true inspiration to so many, Ty, and I feel honored that I got the opportunity to know such a beautiful person like you. You will be forever missed.
When I think of Ty, I sit there and laugh at all the memories we had. And there's one that always comes to mind, no matter what. And it's the time she told me she was going home to Florida with me. And she's like, "When are you going home?" I'm like, "I'm leaving in 3 days." She goes, "Okay, cool, I'm going to Florida too." And I was like, "Really? Where are you going?" She's like, "Oh, I'm going home with you." I'm like, "Okay." Okay, and she gives me that little look that she gives everyone when she's like mischievous. She's like, Yeah. So we get there, we're about 9 miles before Georgia, and she's like, my neck hurts really bad. So we pulled into this Love's gas station, and she's like, I'm gonna get a neck pillow. And she comes back with this caterpillar that's like this long, and it's like rainbow and everything. She's like, the neck pillow was $12, this was $10, and it's cute. So she puts it around her neck, and she's like, it works as a pillow too. And we spent the next 20 minutes trying to name it. She cleverly called it Mr. Caterpillar. Yeah. So we get home, and my brother, he's special needs and can't speak, so he points at it and smiles, and she's like, oh, do you want it? And he's like, yeah, I do. And she gave it to him, and he started like clapping and kissing it, and he ran off with it, and she's like, yeah, I'm not getting that back. I'm like, no. And so, like, we go through the whole trip. She's like, I miss my caterpillar. So she made me stop at the same gas station. And she was in a dead sleep before we even got to it, and somehow she woke up, and she was like, we didn't pass it yet, right? And she goes in there. She knew my favorite animal was a penguin, and she comes back with her caterpillar in one hand and this penguin that's like this big and stuffed, and she's running at the car. She's like shaking it. She's like, I got you a penguin. So that gas station's like 3 hours from Oxford. Yes, we spent the whole 3 hours trying to name it, because she is obsessed with naming her things, and no name was good enough for it. So we finally concluded with Tank. Tank the penguin. Now, Ty, I love you. I love your passion, your beauty, your honesty, your love, your wisdom, your smile, and mostly your care. Through the memories, you became more than a teammate. You're my sister. To my parents, you're another daughter, and to my brother, you're another sister whom you went out of the way to care for. Thank you for being you and being my support system away from home. Thank you for always steering me in the right direction. I love you.
I had the privilege of being Ty's teammates for 3 years. 3 years does not seem like a while, but the impact she had on me is going to last a lifetime. When I came in as a freshman, Ty intimidated me to no end. I thought to myself, I'm going to have to set this girl a ball perfect every time, or she's going to rip my head off. But I quickly learned that that was not the case. Ty did everything in her power to make my job easier, and even if that meant putting the burden on herself. She wanted me to be successful, even if that meant changing the way she played. I still remember the first time I cried in front of Ty. She came up to me, grabbed my face, said something along the lines of, oh no, nuh-uh, who did this? Who do I need to go beat up? When she did that, that was the first time she really showed me how much she cared for me, and I couldn't help but smile through my tears. Smiles were something that Ty brought me a lot of, whether she was on the court and made some extremely unconventional but super athletic and amazing play, or she called me little boy, which was her favorite nickname for me, and I can't figure that one out still. Or we were having a conversation and she would talk for 15 minutes and just be rambling, and I left the conversation laughing because I would have no idea what she was just telling me. What I do know is the majority of those conversations were about our teammates and about ways we could make our teammates better. She had this knack for knowing people better than they knew themselves. She saw insecurities in people and just wanted them to go away, and would do everything she could to make them better. She saw my insecurity from the moment I stepped on campus. About halfway through my freshman semester, she said to me, I'm so happy you're finally opening up with this team and showing us your true personality. I didn't know this then, but now I know that that's something I struggle with, and I've continued to work on it, and I'm going to continue to work on it for you, Ty, because you are yourself 100% of the time, and we loved you for it.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Ty was more than just my teammate, more than just my best friend. She was my sister. Every day I wake up, it still feels so unreal. But I have to remind myself that she's in a way better place than all of us. I'm gonna miss her randomly popping up at my house to figure out what I cooked or if I planned on cooking. I'm gonna miss her randomly calling my phone just to see what I was doing because she was bored and wanted to come over. There are a few people in this world that you can have one conversation with, and that conversation will touch you and stay with you for the rest of your life. And Ty was that person. She was one of those people. My message to all of you is to cherish the people you love and tell them every single day how much they mean to you. Let them know how much you love them, because you will never know the day where you won't be able to tell them that anymore. She was more than just an athlete, way more. Her smile, her attitude, her entire demeanor. As she would say, just live your life to the fullest with no regrets.
Okay. I just want to say that it's an honor to talk up here. I know she impacted so many lives, and so just being able to talk about her right now, it's like truly an honor. And I know so many people that would want to be up here saying stuff. So I just hope that I can speak for everyone. Laporte challenged me in about every single way possible. I walked on campus, and she was the first person I've ever known here, and she's the first person my parents have ever known here, other than the coaching staff. She challenged me as a teammate and a friend and a leader, and she saw things in me that I never saw in myself. And she challenged me to a point where she would just try to wring it out of you. She was just that type of person that even if you didn't see it inside yourself, she was basically gonna talk about as long as she could until you could finally realize it, and that could take about 3 hours if you ever have a conversation with Laporte. And if you sit next to her on an airplane, that's probably even worse. She was my workout partner since I've stepped on campus here, and all of you know her. She's one of the most athletic people you ever meet in your life. And I had the honor to stand next to her every single day and become better because of her. But she was also one of the most distracting workout partners I've ever had, and would always be running off, I don't know, going to Heather about every 5 seconds. And
selection here. Speaking of effort, Laporte, she's been on fire as of late.
She has really been showing that she is a senior and she's ready to get the job done. Always going for the quick kill in the middle.
Laporte on the kill.
Moments the coaching staff was telling me she's a big match player.
At the net and putting it away was Laporte.
And the opening set goes to Ole Miss. That was Laporte who ended the set.
And the Rebels again getting it done at the net. There's Laporte with the swing and finish.
I keep laughing.
You ready?
Yeah.
There's a lot of thug life in Columbia.
You can't use that. I looked at the I look. Don't put me on the blooper because you. Right there. You're gonna be on the snap. Am I? Maybe.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm really bad at
Tell
this.
me your name and you're a state champion, high school?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Why didn't you say that?
Oh, because
You're modest.
someone. I mean, you can be good in your state, but after that, you're competing against nationally. So there's always someone better than you.
My mom is so foreign. You can hear her accent. Don't try to record this. Hey mom, I'm doing a video and I didn't know how to say Merry Christmas in Creole.
It's always great, or I guess especially you could say, to be a part of something that's so much bigger than yourself. And then like the support system we have from our staff to our managers to FedEx to everything, they help us be the best we can be on the court and off the court in the classroom. So I'm extremely grateful, especially interacting, talking to other athletes from different schools. The things that we have here, a lot of athletes don't get that, and it's kind of like, it's a really big family. And it's just been an amazing experience. And me tearing my ACL, getting to be here for 5 years, I've really got to, I guess, use my resources as the best that I can.
Watch me, Nana. Then watch me. Ooh, wrong way. Okay, we have to start over. This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good. I cried and everything.
Especially my teammates and especially the trainers, and special shout out to Heather, who's been with me through this whole thing and just making sure I'm physically capable of playing, and my teammates for supporting me and just like pushing me even when I didn't believe I could do a certain thing, but just always keeping me accountable for what they think I can do on and off the court. And of course the coaching staff, and even though we had a coaching change, even the new staff has pushed me and supported me with everything. And I don't know, it's just a blessing. And if I could go down a list of names, it would probably keep going for the longest. But I guess anybody watching this video, it's kind of just like a thank you, especially to our fans who scream and cheer us on when we're good, we're bad, we're ugly. And I mean, just everyone who supports Ole Miss volleyball and the school as a whole. And I just want to say thank you. It's been the best 4 or 5 years of my life.
I had the opportunity to work alongside Ty as a leader among our student athletes here on campus. And I was joking with Jen earlier this week. Whenever we need something done, we'd call Ty, and she'd get it done. I asked Jen, said, who are we going to do it? She said, I don't know. Call Ty, she'll do it. But it just speaks highly of the character that she had and who she was as an Ole Miss Rebel and as a person. I'd like to read something on behalf of all the student athletes here at Ole Miss. And then afterwards, I'd like to share a song to close out the memory of Ty. Countless members of our teams here on campus were blessed to have known Ty and her amazing spirit. For those of us that were not fortunate enough to have met her, we have learned so much about her in the last week and have grown to love and admire who she was as a person. Ty has inspired us all to be a shining light to others and live every day to the fullest. Our hearts go out to everyone hurting from her loss, and all of us here on campus and in the Ole Miss family have fins up for Ty. We love you, Ty.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when my faith shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trump shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul.
That concludes our celebration of Ty Laporte's life. I know the family will be right here in the middle if you would like to say hello to them. Thank you all for coming. God bless.